Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Senator, for those compelling is an understatement remarks. Just in case you missed the message, we do have time for a couple of questions from some folks in the audience. I don't think any of us missed the message in here. So we're going to take a couple of questions, then we're going to move to our next thing. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for your presentation.
Good morning.
My name is Dr. Tina Dupree, and I'm with Florida Child. I would like to say that I had never attended a public school that was integrated. I came up during the time where the schools were segregated. And during that time, we had at least 50 in a classroom, and we had to spend the first 3 weeks of school taping up the books that came second or third hand from the white schools. But we had no one in the class failing. So where do you think this breakdown of the system started? And also, I would like for you to give us at least one way that we could keep the pressure on. Because I attend a lot of conferences, and once we go back to our areas, we kind of mellow out with keeping the pressure on, because we need to keep the pressure on. Thank you.
Thank you. The breakdown came in two places. Family and allowing a monopoly to continue. Whether we like it or not, and those who talk about families in an organized fashion tend to be sort of skewed in some category. That's poppycock to me. I don't, for whatever strange reason, people viewed African Americans as, these liberals who were Democrats, and the truth is we're conservatives who are Democrats. If you go to any, church on a Sunday in an African American community, but the structure of family, and whether it's black or white, suburban Philadelphia, the structure is being challenged. It's being challenged because either parents are working or they're not at home or addicted to drugs, whatever it may be. We're not spending enough time with our children requiring them to do the things they need to do. Television and the mall are not answers. We have to replace that with our own personal attention to our children, and we have to face ourselves in the mirror with the reality that we are not spending the time with our children the way we should, especially on their academic considerations. The second part. The second part is obviously funding public school systems without any accountability. I mean, all this about no child left behind and no money, no. You all left the child behind, face the fact, go back, get them, okay? And they're going to be tested. Every child. How do you perform in this country when you don't have a test? What the heck is that about? Global Communities test, we need to test. And I don't want to hear all excuses about why you can't test anymore. Test the child, help them get to where they need to be, but face that reality. These systems need no longer get money. Monopolies need no longer get money. Challenge the system, take the money out. If they're not performing, take it back. We need to control it. And then in terms of going back, everybody raised their hand. You need to wear several hats. And I mean on a local level. I'm part of a local party system. I'm a Democrat. I'm a ward leader back in Philadelphia. It has to be a part of your local consideration, your local platform, not just when it comes to presidential years. You have to talk about this to your friends and family all the time. And you can't joke with them about it. You can't joke and sit next to the guy who's sitting there, I got my kid transferred, and think it's funny. It's not funny. You have to tell them and demand them, well, why aren't you bring up this, and stop having them whine and complain and not make demands upon the system. This is not, any teachers gathering where a parent shows up en masse, then, and any teacher board, and any board meetings, with the school boards, that people show up en masse, things can change. This is no different than that. If we at a local level begin to change our school boards in ways that respond to change, then the larger body will take that on too. But I really believe that we actually have activist politicians in any of these groups. We all have to be activists in our political considerations.
Another question. Yes, sir.
Senator Perkins, it's obvious that you have taken on a great challenge, and you have great courage. My question to you is, what do you draw on for that inner strength and inner courage to do what you're doing so that we can learn from that?
I appreciate those kind words, but I really don't look at this as courageous. I'm a person who's been in office for many more years than I had anticipated. And I'm a person who got elected based upon doing something. I don't really love the job in the regard that it gives me a title. I love the job because it allows me to affect change and that consequence. So I follow, the pulse of the people I represent. And in terms of drawing strength, I draw strength from the people that I represent because they're the ones that are telling me to do this. And I get invited places, and I appreciate the compliments when people give them. There's nothing courageous about, not running back into a burning house. That's smart, to run out of the burning house. That's what I draw courage from. I want to get away from disaster. And when you have systems that, we've organized and we're spending all this money on, and people are avoiding consideration and accountability, that's something we have to move away from. So that's where I draw it from.
Yes, sir.
Senator Williams, you were talking about the fact that you stood up and had courage to, shall we say, defy the unions. When I get a representative in the closet, off the record, and they say, we need school choice, how do I give them the courage to go out of the closet and vote for school choice?
That's well put, and that's a real political question. You can't give anybody political will. The best, I can just use an example. We had charter school legislation in Pennsylvania. I was one of a few of African-American Democrats. There might have been 2 others who voted for charter schools along with me. There was a guy who was a legislator, unnamed source, and I won't say his name obviously here, came up to me on the floor of the debate. Man, that was compelling. That was really good. I'm proud of you. I appreciate that. And, I have somebody in my area who wants to start a charter school, and I want to help him out. So I said, oh, that's great. And you're voting for it? No, I can't do that. Why not? Well, teachers union or whoever helped him in that process. So I said, you know what? I'm glad you're doing. I'm glad you're proud of me. The guy who wants to organize a charter school in your district, you need him to find somebody else to help him, because I'm not helping him. Stop giving cover. Stop giving cover. We talk to these people who come, that's really great, and we talk. I'm not talking to you nice anymore. Shut up, move. Seriously, I treat them just like that. And so if you don't give anybody political courage, what you do is you take their office. I'm serious. If you're not on the train's going to run over you. And I tell my friends that all the time. And you have to have that candid conversation. I like you as a person. We'll have a drink at the pub. But as far as an elected official, you're a bum. So, that's pretty much where I put it.
And with that, we will close the morning. I want to thank the Senator again for his candor, for his conversation, for shining the light of truth, for being a warrior. Senator Williams, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Excellent. Before we head out of here, I have one housekeeping item that we need to take care of. The 21st Century Classroom presented by Apple today at 4:30 has been moved to Fantasia A. Fantasia A. Let me say that one more time.